about that juvenile court thing?
Well, I will have you up in juvenile court for smoking.
And what did the juvenile kids say?
Juvenile reclamation project.
Spent 3 years in juvenile penitentiary.
That's the juvenile delinquent. I'll put my mark on.
Spent time in juvenile detention.
Some juvenile bullshit.
Got me locked up in juvenile hall for the weekend.
The juvenile detention center in New Orleans.
Now that your taste at this time should incline towards the juvenile is understandable.
Is a glimpse of the future. It's a ticket. Not in the juvenile sense.
Hey, hurry up, you're gonna be late.
Hurry! You, hear about that juvenile court thing?
Well, I will have you up in juvenile court for smoking.
This your first time away from home, lady?
They're juvenile.
And what did the juvenile kids say?
It's really not.
She was 12.
What happened to her?
Juvenile reclamation project. For 5 years.
Shit.
Their 4-year-old son. Spent 3 years in juvenile penitentiary, and no doubt the rest of his life in the world.
Just want to read a book.
That's the juvenile delinquent. I'll put my mark on.
In alphabetical order.
You should be.
Serious run-ins with the law. Spent time in juvenile detention.
Now, big deal.
So it's okay to just spend the day in jail for some juvenile bullshit?
That's not what I meant.
I remember he beat me up once. Got me locked up in juvenile hall for the weekend. He's been after both of us for years.
Sister Clement and I sang at the juvenile detention center in New Orleans. We sang Kumbaya on the...
Pure, but alive. Now that your taste at this time should incline towards the juvenile is understandable. But for you to marry that boy would be a...
LE, as we like to refer to it, is a glimpse of the future. It's a ticket. Not in the juvenile sense, but in the deeply meaningful sense.
To turn off these lights. Whatever. Dealing with the juvenile. You want to know?
Got it. Thanks. Looks like a bow, a dozen cows, and some juveniles.
Teenagers, hot rodders, and hooligans, juvenile delinquents in blue jeans. And then there's the service. It takes...
The last time I took a look with juvenile boys, perhaps. I like it.
Oh, let's have a wonderful time.
But they're using her lack of status to get around normal criminal and juvenile proceedings.
Watch your
mouth. You were going to juvenile hall for a Butterfingers? Is that it?
Look around, man. All the cops are...
Now listen, intel says that she lives here alone. She got 2 female juveniles, 1 possible male juvenile.
Right in juvenile as lost love.
Triton juvenile, right? Okay, you know what? Let me tell you something. If you've ever been in love in your life, you know...
Tables, a bum.
You put me in juvenile detention. You sent me a fucking...
Sir, a ball is an indispensable blessing to the juvenile part of the neighborhood. Everything agreeable in the way of talking.
You think you can obscure your failure to expose him by using this juvenile warriors code as justification?
Leave me.
Heart. In America, it means juvenile delinquent.
This is our information. This is our job.
That's touching in a juvenile sort of way. Listen, you're doing reasonably well.
She was cute. Yeah, but she'd never do it. She regards this work as juvenile. That's why she divorced me.
If we was broke, so what?
You have a history of juvenile arrests, I presume, drug abuse, reform school.
Senior, it's fine.
No, it's not fine.
We've got a pre-existing juvenile foundational relationship. Statute 2705.
Family group, a pair bond and a sub-adult. Long after the juvenile was found, every egg clutch I've seen has got shelled.
Don Perignon, please. You'll be all right. You're at the awkward age. Too old to be a juvenile delinquent, too young to be a hardened criminal.
We did it.